know, sometimes we talk and you think, man, I'd love to do a little behind the scenes for our fans. And then the conversation starts and you're like, never mind, that wouldn't work.
Yeah. I just, I'm just dumbfounded at what my brain was able to put together there for a second, and it's just, it's glad we were not unmuted.
Yeah. Put it like this: someone covered the spread. All right. Welcome everybody to a beautiful, lovely Thursday night. It is September 18th. We are almost. Tomorrow is 1 year removed from the great knee dislocation of Oakland Terrace Park of 2024. Yeah.
That's a good thing. Hey, you're farther along than what I thought you were going to be.
Further along is crazy.
No, not that further along. Further along in your recovery. I figured you'd still be limping, gimping and limping.
A little bit here and there.
But those are on long days.
I'm pimp walking.
You doing great.
Down Georgia Avenue every morning.
You doing great.
Hey, I feel good to be back this week. First of all, I want to shout you guys out for kind of taking over things last week. Obviously to you, Drew. I know I did a video that nobody commented on. I'm like, oh, show Drew love in the comments, and nobody did
Appreciate
anything about
everybody
that.
in the comments.
So shout out to everybody that did that. First of all, if you're in these comments today, I see a couple people on YouTube. Matthew Lowley and ADHD Acres. Kyle McAlpin. He's in the armpit of the state of Florida right now. He's in Gainesville, the absolute worst city that you could ever be in. Say hi to Billy Napier for me before he gets kicked out of town.
Go Tigers.
So they've already liked and shared it. If you're watching, I need you to do the same courtesy. Hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, you got to like. That's the only way to do it. Copy and paste the link. Send it to 5 people. Send it to 5 friends. If you hate us, send it to 5 enemies, right? That's what we say. Make them watch us. Like, hey, you piece of shit, watch this. And if you're on Facebook, hit the like button and hit the share button. And maybe throw us a little love on that caption. Be like, hey, come watch my buddies. Do something like that. So, first of all, shout out to Drew for holding the fort down last week so that I could go be part of a big work event that we had going on, doing a little networking with some attorneys from South Florida.
Hopefully hitting them straight.
Yeah, oh boy, I was hitting some nukes. I hit it over the net at Topgolf.
Hey.
And
wouldn't expect anything less from my guy.
It was a flex. It was a flex. I did rope a few down the third base line, if you were wondering. in natural Kyle fashion. We got Jeffrey Cooper in the house tonight. Kind of a full-time part of the show as a whole, but you're on a microphone again tonight. We want to get you a little bit more comfortable so you can step into this role when one of us is out. Drew will be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I thought you did a great job last week, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nothing else?
No.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Kyle.
Thank you for the
Uncle
opportunity.
Kyle.
Creepy Uncle Kyle.
Creepy Uncle Kyle is crazy. All right, and thank you. Shout out to Eddie Rivera, who came on last week. You could tell it was a little bit of a rocky start for him. I think that was his first time ever. It's definitely his first time on our stuff. I don't know if it's first time.
I think first time in general.
So there you go.
Because after the show, we had talked a little bit, and he was like, he told me, he was like, I don't know if you realize, but there for the first little, like maybe 10, 15 minutes, I was doing nothing but staring at you the whole time. I was like, I noticed you couldn't take your eyes off me, and you could see him as you could see as he got more comfortable. Obviously, you get burgers flowing, you're gonna get everybody kind of relaxed. But as things started happening, and he started gaining confidence, he started figuring out, hey, Jeffrey talks too. So he started paying attention to the guy to the other side.
Does he?
We'll find out, hopefully. He's supposed to be reading us some questions, so we'll see how far we get to it if we have to read it ourselves.
I'm pissed that I missed the Big Back Special, man. That really irritated me a little bit. But
Those
shout out to
burgers
you
were
guys.
great.
Thank you for holding it down last week. But, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, leave it at the table. Proudly brings to you, it's Tribal Chief. Back in the house. Acknowledge me. Right, I'll do it by myself. That's fine. Acknowledge me. We're back.
I'm just glad. Like I know I said it last week, but I'm glad we were able to put it on because it allowed you the mental flexibility. I know you were stressing going into it.
Not really.
Not
Believe it or not, not really.
Huh.
Not really. I'm
Cool.
confident in you now, Drew. It only took 4 years to get here, but I'm confident in you now.
Hey, I'm here for it. I mean, from where I started, it's wild because like we sent stuff to each other a couple of weeks ago whenever we were talking about whenever we just started. You were like, you had sent one of those inspirational videos on like Instagram to me talking about like, I'm glad you came into my life, stuff like that.
You're the meaning
And-
in my life.
And you were like, it was one small, it's crazy how one small conversation can turn you into a best friend. I'm paraphrasing, but you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. Yeah.
And so I replied with literally the message that I sent to Nick Gurley, shouting him out even on a show he's not even paying attention to.
That guy doesn't even know
But-
the show exists.
No, not at all. But yeah, I had sent him a message, and that's how things all got started. I didn't want to be on a mic. I wanted to be on a mic in the future, but at the time, I was like, hey, I didn't want to be that guy that just reached out and said, oh, I know this guy, he's going to put me on a mic. I just wanted to be that guy that, hey, I want to come and help out. What do you need from me? And you were like, well, you know football, so we're doing an NFL draft. Let's do it.
Shelby says she's proud of you for not making it a 5-hour talk show
Oh, I'm just
last week.
I'm surprised Shelby even paid attention because she was in the comments for the first 15 minutes and then all of a sudden disappeared.
Yeah.
For a pregnant woman to have to sit there and watch somebody else eat burgers, though, think about that.
Okay.
Nah,
Yep.
I'm just advocating because I do think that's a sorry excuse, and she should definitely be watching, even if she has her baby on a Thursday. Which, speaking of having babies, shout out to our own friend, another friend who is by no means not watching this show because he doesn't support us and he doesn't love us, but we'll do it anyway. Shout out to Scott Hollinsworth
Scotty too hottie.
for becoming a daddy this week. He's already been a father figure to little Ashton, and now
I thought you were gonna say someone else.
Jeffrey.
I don't know.
He's already been a father figure to Ashton, and he's been incredible with him, and it's been cool to see him raise him. I'm excited to see Scott get to raise one
Of his.
of his own. Like, and you know, it's not, once again, it's not to diminish Ashton in any way, but you know, and he's never going to treat that like Ashton like he's any different, right? But it's always going to be there in the back of his head that like, this is my child, this is me, like I am half of this.
And that's something that I want to, if I ever get the chance to, I'm going to see him in person. But this isn't like, it's a question that I want to ask in person. But like, hey, obviously he's going to give me the political answer more than likely. It's no different. But not having kids of my own, it obviously mentally it would make a difference.
right.
But it's wild to think like, this is yours. You brought this into the world. You know it 2 times over, which is crazy because it's something you, as a man, you think of and you think you prepare for, and then whenever it happens, it's like, it's here.
Yeah.
Well, what now?
He messaged me a few weeks ago and he's like, dude, can I tell you something? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You know, best friend, of course. And he's like, I feel bad because I'm not like excited. And I'm like, trust me, you're going to get there. You'll know. And then, you know, it happened just as we said. So shout out to Scott for getting there. Shout out to ADHD Acres saying, don't pat your arm or don't break your arm patting yourself on the back. I can reach back there. We're good. Feels good. Bo Green acknowledging his tribal chief. Thank you, Bo. Appreciate you. Didn't really have a point of tonight's podcast or tonight's show, rather. But
Those are the best ones.
I mean, I think I said that in my little video that I put out on Snapchat that I think our best shows are when we kind of just come in here and fly by the seam of our pants. Now, Jeffrey's got a few questions written down for us that he wanted to ask from the perspective of a 19-year-old kid kind of coming into the world. We got a 29-year-old over there. We got a 33-year-old over here. We have screened the questions, and they're really good questions, and they're pretty deep, honestly.
Some of them I was looking, I'm like, good Lord, you're going to make me like actually tell people what I think.
Yeah.
It's wild. I'm reading this going, and you're 19 and you came up with all this?
You're a smart boy.
He was my boy. But there was one of them. He was like, "Oh no, I had to get the Chat GPT for this one," and I was like, "Okay, that tracks a little bit more."
We had a few questions over on the Facebook side of things before we get to yours that we wanted to kind of go through. And you guys that are watching live, you're going to get like priority. So if you're watching
2 weeks,
and you what was that?
Shelby said, "I'll more than likely have our girl in 2 weeks."
Yeah, I think she's going to have to get induced because her baby's going to weigh like 16 pounds. So.
Left tackle.
Yeah, it's going to be born a toddler essentially. So.
Oh yeah, she did post. She was like, just skip the I forget what how exactly she put it. She goes, she was like, go straight to 2T for the clothes. I was like, good Lord, that's gonna be a big baby.
Wow.
Give me beer.
So one of them was from Garrett Rigula, and it's a sports question. He said, how good could FSU be, or if they fall off, what game do you believe it'll be? I do want to just like kind of start that by saying I have a Florida State only podcast that I host with Dan Gonzalez, and I'm kind of very vocal about how I feel about Florida State's season on that podcast. So I'm going to do the kind of jerky thing here and say, go listen to the Know It All podcast for all of my takes on Florida State football.
For my take, seeing Alabama the past 2 weeks, I feel like Florida State could be pretty good.
We're going to see.
The test it game that is circled on everybody. Like I'm not groundbreaking here thinking this, but Florida State, Miami,
October 4th. Yeah,
that's the big game. You get through Miami, I think, and obviously you and other Florida State fans have always said the Friday night at Virginia is going to be a tough one.
Yep.
Especially with Miami looming the next week.
Miami's
So
got a bye.
hearing you guys say that, and then Friday night at Virginia with Miami looming, do they look over Virginia? That's to be determined. But then after that, it's home for Pitt, at Stanford. Going cross country is always hard. I'm not going to give you.
Yeah, I mean, a 10:30 Eastern time kickoff
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 9:30.
9:30 our time.
9:30 our time. Yeah, 10:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Which is just insane. Then you've got home for Wake, at Clemson, who Lord knows what Clemson's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, but at Clemson's going to be tough no matter what, especially for that game.
Home for Virginia Tech.
Mhm.
Wow, you guys are back and forth. Home away, home away, home away.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
weird.
at North NC State,
Also a Friday night,
at Florida.
which we'll see. They might be playing for an interim head coach by then.
If you guys, I'll say it here, if you guys get through Miami, you have a great chance at going undefeated.
I do the cliche thing. Like, the most important game to me is this
The next
Saturday
week?
against Kent State. Like, because like everyone's gonna laugh at that kind of thing, but it's like not even using the cliche of like your most important game is your next game. I'm using the cliche of in 2023, everyone was like, all right, North Alabama, whatever. We go to the swamp next week, right? Well, North Alabama broke Jordan Travis's leg, and that started the downfall. So it's like you gotta beat those teams the way you're supposed to, and you have to stay healthy doing it. So that to me is kind of like I don't want this to become a sports show because I don't want to like have the viewers drop off. But that to me is where Florida State needs to be looking.
What told me a lot was Norvell was able to get the boys up and going last week.
Yeah,
And put up 77 points. That told me a lot about this team, that they're for real. I don't know if I'd say for real, but you're on the verge of being for real, because if you can get up for the lesser games, that's where you become that's where a good team becomes a great team.
Yeah, you got to beat those teams the way you're supposed to. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they're a fringe playoff team. And the only thing that's kind of holding me back right now, because Thomas Castellanos has looked good, but I still have this like weird trust issue thing where what's he going to do on that 3rd and 12 where he has to pass? Like where you have to put the ball downfield in that kind of situation. And you could be facing that against Virginia. You're going to face that against Miami probably multiple times. So that's really what's kind of drawing me back on Florida State right now. Right now, I think we're a good 9-3 team, kind of closer to that 2022 season than 2023.
I just feel like the ACC is wide open as a whole.
Yeah, I mean Georgia Tech looks really good.
With and I saw a tweet the other day. It said I love watching Georgia Tech because of the way Haynes King plays quarterback, and it's just because he plays with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what happens to his body. He's going to give 112% at every snap, no matter if he's play action and throwing the ball. He's giving 112% so someone looks to go for the running back. But I feel like you guys with Clemson supposedly experiencing a down year.
We're fixing to stop. You're good.
I feel like this is a good shot for a team like Florida State to come in and reassert themselves.
We're gonna see. It's a long season. There's 10 games left. We've only played 2 games, so who knows? All right, let's get off the sports rants here for a minute. Danielle Guillory texted me last night or the night before, and she had a topic that she wanted to hear us talk about for a minute, and it's kind of
she only messages me about LSU, but we talk back and forth about LSU.
She says, talk about the hardest topic that there is. This month represents suicide prevention awareness. Talk about being there for people, being positive, how we can be better as humans. Tell us something that made you feel good, whether it was going to something for yourself, or I assume that means doing something for yourself or someone else, or simply watching football. So let's talk about that. It's hard to just kind of come out of nowhere and start talking about suicide awareness, right? But this month it's usually pretty rough, right? For me, I'm a year removed from probably one of the, I would say, the second darkest time of my life. I've talked about it a lot here on the show, but I don't think I've truly opened up to how hard it really was to have the fire at Angelina's on September 12th and just wake up without a job, to pump out, I think it was 65 to 70 applications and resumes around town. I mean, I just pumped them out. I was like, I got to get a job because we can't afford for me not to work. Like, we make good money, but we pay our bills, and then, we it suffices. And then a week later, which is tomorrow, I dislocated my knee, and it shelved me for 8 weeks. I think I was out of work for 2.5 months, almost all the way through the year. And I'll tell you, man, that's something that I don't wish on anybody, because that the feeling of, like, number one, not being able to help with the kids really at all, besides, like,
listen to your mother
when they're in the room and you holler, or you holler across the house, listen to your mom. Not being able to just, like, to even just take a shower by myself. Because I don't think people realize how bad that injury was for me. It was bad, man. But the worst part was Rachel's going out every day. She's taking the kids where they need to go. Carson's to school. And then, of course, taking Ezra wherever he's going to be for the day, picking them up at the end of the day, coming home and kind of pretty much taking care of me. And that mental hit that took on me as a man, like, not being able to provide, not being able to even participate or be a part of it, dude, it was tough. And I'm very thankful, and, like, I'm very blessed that I have a family, because I'm not sure if I don't that I survive that kind of thing.
Yeah. And kind of talking on that, and for anybody, as you're saying that, I didn't say it in the moment like I probably should have, but anybody in the comments, if you're ever feeling like you're not enough for your partner, have that conversation with them and kind of talk with them, because at the end of the day, a partnership between two loved ones, from my perspective, yes, you're supposed to give whatever you can, but at the end of the day, what do you have to give? You need to end up at 100%, at 100. Some days you're going to have 10%. So the other person gives that other 90. Some days you realize, hey, my partner's only at 70. My partner's only at 20%. Okay, I need to give the 80. It's not 50-50. Partnership, marriage is not 50-50.
Right.
There's going to be some give and take from that perspective. So from Rachel's perspective, I don't know if this is how she felt, but she saw a need and filled it. And she noticed that, she knew that she knows you better than anybody on this earth.
They must be home.
She knows you better than anybody on this earth, and knowing her, she didn't resent you for anything.
Right. Well,
She
maybe playing
knew-
softball.
She didn't resent you for anything that was happening.
Touchdown Dolphins.
She knew that things needed to get done, and she put on her work belt and took care of business.
She did.
And shouts out to her, because I know how difficult that can be. So I appreciate her as well.
What brings you to your happy place, Jeffrey?
Waking up in the morning, roll over, kind of take a moment, pray,
Okay. I like that.
take a moment, thankful that I, get to wake up every day, because you not every day is guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Everyone says that, and you may brush it off, but tomorrow's not guaranteed. So definitely waking up, being thankful that I woke up, praying, and then getting started my day, and then thinking about what we can do for the show. I may not always talk about it to you, but that's definitely something that, as I'm going about my day, I may think of something that we can improve on the show, something that I can improve on, something that you can improve on, something that Drew can improve on, something that our
Drew said, "Good luck."
yeah, something that our guest could even improve on. Who knows? But I'm also thankful that I can come on to this show, even if I'm behind the scenes. Like I said last week, I'm grateful that I get to come every week, crack up in the corner with you guys, even though I may not be on the camera. Some weeks I am on the camera, and, getting to crack up on the camera with you guys, off camera with you guys, that's a blessing in disguise for sure.
I like that. That makes me feel good. Drew, what brings you to your happy place? Is it the same answer?
Some days I have very stressful days at work where, like, I know I've got a lot to get done, but I have the opportunity to play music. And I have a certain playlist on my phone on Spotify that it's literally labeled Drew Chill. Michaela and I share a Spotify, but it's literally a playlist that has like a bunch of my not favorite songs, but a bunch of like just my chill playlist. There are some rock songs, there are some rap songs, there are some folky songs, stuff like that, but it's a playlist that I play that puts me in a different mind state rather than focusing on. I'm the type of person that if I have music playing, I'm focusing on the music rather than focusing on what I'm doing.
Right.
And I'm not putting too much thought. I still know what I'm doing, but I'm not focusing 1,000% of my mental capacity on what's going on, whether it's going wrong or something's not working right or whatever. It allows me the mental process. Like I'm singing along to a song, but I'm fixing something, and it relaxes me a little bit more because it puts me in a different mind state because I'm not really focusing on, oh crap, this is going wrong. And then it sends me down a spiral.
Over the last few weeks, I've been like, I've hit kind of just like a little rut recently. It's been really weird for some reason. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I do have a root cause, a little medical, but it's not like nothing crazy, right? It just kind of been spiraling a little bit. And what's really brought me to my happy place, other than the obvious, which we've already talked about a little bit, so I'll just kind of twist it up. Dude, I've been going fishing a lot more. And it just, when I'm out there, so I go by myself. I go during my lunch breaks at work, and then I went on the way home tonight for a few minutes. I stopped on the way home. Today I caught 4 bass at lunch, and I caught a pretty good sized one, which is there on my Snapchat story and on my Facebook story. Caught a pretty nice one. Yeah, pretty nice. It's just, I don't know, man. It's even if I don't catch anything, it's just that feeling of like the challenge of trying to cast into a tough spot. You know, the like just the chill of being out there by myself. I don't put music on. I just listen to nature, listen to the cars drive through Pier Park. You know, a little bit of music, and I just tune everything else out, man. All the bad that's happening around me, all the bad that's happening to me, and it just brings me to a place where I have nothing else to think about except for what's happening in that moment. And I'll tell you, today I was using top water, and I don't know if you've ever caught a bass on a top water lure.
Never.
I just did it for the first time a couple months ago, and dude, there ain't nothing like it. It is just so much different than like the exhilarating feeling of being able to see it hit and knowing that you got it right there. Like it's different, dude, and it makes you like giddy, like a freaking kid. It does. Like I did it. Dude, when I hooked that guy today that I took the picture of, which was like the 3rd one I caught, boy, I thought he was bigger than that, to be honest with you. And but that's kind of what brings it. And of course, just coming in here and turning these microphones on and getting to have like an hour therapy session with you guys every week, getting to talk about Florida State with Dan, getting to do the Mosley football stuff,
and an early day. Early day shoot.
and well, I was just saying, just about to say, and here recently over the last couple weeks, I've been waking up at 5 o'clock and doing a little 2-mile walk in the morning.
That wasn't what I was talking about.
Oh, I do need to plug that. Good,
Our
good
early
call.
shoot.
I do need to plug that. Good call. But I've been waking up at 5 in the morning and doing a little 2-mile walk every day, and I'm starting to drop. I've dropped 15 pounds already.
My boy.
I'm on some stuff to help me out to help me like suppress my appetite and boost my testosterone a little bit to help me drop some weight, and I feel good. I feel like I'm starting to look a little bit better. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'm starting to feel more confident.
When do we get you back on the softball fields?
I'm telling you, if you ask my wife, probably never, but I was just telling my dad the other day, like, I'm going to go hit BP soon. I at least go, like, hit the ball around and see how I feel.
Everybody could always use an EH.
And boy, I'll hit, you know.
I know you can hit.
Yeah.
I got a spot for you.
There you go, babe. I got plans every Saturday for the next 3 years.
Hey, at least it won't be my fault. It'll be our fault.
Bingo. Let us know in the comments what brings you to your happy place, because I think that's something that I would like to know about all of our listeners here. We've got multiple viewers right now, and I want to see some comments roll in. So if you're in the comments right now, drop what brings you to your happy place? What brings you to that zone where nothing else matters except exactly what you're doing, and that just means the world?
I feel like I feel your happy place whenever you went fishing, because I have fishing poles in my shed, and I haven't used them recently, but I was watching a video and this guy was talking about doing some fishing, and I was like, man, I haven't been fishing in a while. And then Michaela comes in, she goes, hey, don't forget we're going to, this was this past Sunday, she goes, don't forget we're going to my parents for dinner. And I said, okay. And I was like, wait, I can go get my fishing poles. Like they have a little dock there at Pirates Cove. And I was like, I'll just go. We're going over there before sunset. I'll go throw a few. I'm not going to catch anything big over there. It's just a bunch of croaker and like pinfish, but it's still the joy of catching it, like you said.
Yeah.
But it was just nice because it was a beautiful sunset. It was nice to just get out there and just throw a few in there. I didn't catch anything. Had a few bites, but never caught anything. But it was just lovely, just being able to cast and just enjoy the sunset. Like, it was great.
I want to read Bo's comment that he put earlier over there on the Facebook side of things. He said, I think having my wife, when I lost my mom 11 years ago, it was a hard time for me. My wife was my rock and still is when it comes to my mom. I know it's got to be hard, man. That's a moment. Shout out to my mom who lost her mom 7 years ago today. My ninny passed away 2018 on this day. ADHD Acre says, my little girl's smile brings me back. And a hug from Susan, which is his fiance. So that's awesome. Jewel, shout out to you for watching. Oh, God, Jeffrey, who has I have it. My goodness.
Ask for comments. We got comments.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
Shout out to Jewel. Good to see you in the comments. I love you and I miss you. She says journaling and journalism.
I love it.
Journaling and actually having time for my hobbies. It's always good.
Yeah.
What you got there, Jeffrey? Read Bose.
When I go hit BP off the tee, I put music on and just let all of my problems go away. Throw on some rock music and just let my troubles go away. Throw.
I just BP used to do that for me too until softball just got a little bit out of hand here in Bay County. What you got, Drew? Can you see Danny's comment?
Paddle boarding during sunset at the state park and watching the dolphins.
Dude, paddleboarding. I bet that's nice.
Are we watching the dolphins right now, or are we watching the dolphins in the ocean?
Well, fantasy football puts you in a weird place, bro. Because the Dolphins were up 7-0, and I fist pumped when they when the Bills tied it because I got Josh Allen in fantasy, and I'm like,
James Cook.
Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. All right. What we got here?
Seedorf.
Matt Seedorf says Michigan City Lighthouse Pier off Lake Michigan. Fishing or not, it's always
because of you.
So yeah. Chef Ross says, so from what I've experienced, I focused on my relationship with God and diving deeper with him. Depression tends to stay further away, or at least easier to get off from. That's a good point, dude. I mean, if you're a person of faith, there's just there's no better calling card and feeling in the world than like just being able to close your eyes and just give it to God. I can attest to that.
Dave is her happy place. He's gone throughout the week, so when he's home, I feel complete and all my worries and fears disappear. Truly blessed with the best.
I love me some David Ham. What a guy. What a guy.
That's tough, Shell. I know it's been said 10,000 times over, but that's tough having your husband work. What is it? 3 hours away? 4 hours away?
Like 5 hours.
5 hours away
yeah.
most of the week. That's tough.
Yeah.
And especially expecting.
Oh, Bethany.
That's
Wow.
gonna be. That's shout out Shelby for holding it down at the house.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's about to have a little one running. Well, not running around for a while, but she's gonna have a little one there in a couple weeks. And
She's gonna be running around.
yeah, well, she will. Yeah, I'm sure Dave will be home for the first couple weeks, but at least you'll have another soul in the house, basically, just to kind of.
And his family's next door, so
Yeah.
that at least helps out.
Yeah, so we don't know what you're complaining about, truthfully. My mom says
Like a sister. Says like a brother.
My mom says my husband and my grandbabies. Shout out to my mom and my stepdad for just being badass grandparents to our boys. All right, someone else read Jewel. Jeffrey, can you take over on the comments for a second? I mean, I am just absolute I'm fat still, and my oxygen is used from 5 a.m. to 5:45 a.m. So I gotta
5 to 5.
All right. So Jewel said your lives are always in the middle of my kiddo's bedtime routine. That's why I'm not on every week, but I try and catch it when I can. We appreciate that, but
no, I mean that's the
reality of things.
we're blessed enough to be in positions where we're able to come in here and do this once a week. And Rachel's returning her favor on Tuesday nights by watching Dancing with the Stars. So, Bethany says, so I feel you on fishing. I just went fishing for the first time a couple weeks ago. First time a couple weeks ago. Okay, there we go. And I was just fishing for bait fish, and it was a fine. It has like 5 hooks on it, and I caught 5 at once. And I swear I didn't think about anything other than catching fish. Dude, fishing, I'm telling you, bro, fishing is that. I mean, that's a happy place. That is just something that we need to go bass fishing together. I cannot believe we have not been fishing together.
Well, we were, but
Oh, well.
We won tickets.
Turns out my baby loves to fish.
I still listen to that song all the time.
Oh, all the damn time.
I played that the other night just to get a rile out of Michaela, and she's sitting there dancing along with the song, and then all of a sudden he says fish, and she blurts out fish, and then just kept going and just dancing right along. I'm singing along with every word, and every time he said fish, that was the only word she knew. It was just wild.
Who are you texting?
Texting my girlfriend back.
Read it out loud.
No, I'm good.
Read it to the rest of the class.
Okay. You want me to read it out?
Read it
Yes
to the
or
rest of the
no.
class.
Okay.
Do you
She said, okay. That's all she said to me.
Do you want to be my friend?
And if you do,
Well, then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no. Clip that.
that's the one, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my singing. Oh, Michaela would absolutely. Her ears would bleed after hearing me sing.
I got a little teary eyed. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank goodness I had you helping me out there, because I could fade to the background.
bass.
A little bit of bass. We both had the bass, but hey,
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We did both have the bass. I could have hit a little Luke in there, but I didn't.
Duke.
Which if it's up to Tyler Spalding, everybody's gonna know about the Duke Bryan impression.
Which, speaking of Tyler, where's he been?
Yeah.
He wasn't there last week. Wasn't there this week.
And he was with me last week at the work thing because that was a work event.
Yeah.
We do work together. Matt says, God in the Word always puts me in a happy place. We're not going to get to any of your questions, by the way, Jeff.
I know.
ADHD Acre says, hey, boys, I'm starting to doze off. I'll catch y'all later. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Love you, big fella.
Love you,
Yeah.
big dog. Shout out to you, and we love you as always, bro.
I'm starting to doze off too.
Matt said, I'll tell you, I'm feeling good. I haven't had alcohol in a couple weeks, dude. And today, which will be out if you follow me on TikTok. If you follow us on TikTok, rather. I know I use it a lot for just me. Leave it at the table on TikTok.
You better.
Drew and I did a taste test of Crown Royal chocolate tonight before we went on the air.
No spoilers.
Yeah,
I was about to say something, and then I had to tell myself no spoiler.
I said spoiler alert. So there's that.
Oh man.
Matt says he also loves to go hunting. Tony chiming in saying, my wife, my grandbabies, and golf in that order. Thank you. Appreciate that. And she says her phone went full Jeffrey, I guess.
I don't think you can say that anymore.
And then she hit us with the old stop. So,
Because we're singing?
can you?
All right, you ready for the questions?
Pick your favorite one.
All right. What's one thing you know now that you wish you knew at 19?
That's the question I wish you weren't going to ask, because I still have no answer.
All right, let's start with Drew.
The one thing. There you go. Ad lib. Get him.
I guess I guess we'll go with you really
Keep an eye on your damn credit score. That that one. To let Drew marinate for a second. Drew's got an idea in the crock pot over there, and that bitch is gonna be on slow cook. So
I'm
we're gonna
loading.
have to-
I'm figuring out how to say it.
Just say it. It's our podcast. I don't think anybody. Don't get credit cards.
Yeah.
Danielle says. Yeah. I mean, honestly, most of it's financial. I'm not gonna go as far to say save money or anything like that because I was 19. I enjoyed some of the pissing away money that I did when I was 19. But I would say to keep this family friendly, I didn't do some things at AIT that I wish I would have done. Have fun. 19's too young to be in a serious relationship. Oh shit. Whoa boy, almost buried. Unless you know, 19's too young. So I just wish I would have paid. I wish somebody would have told me how important building your credit is and keeping yourself locked into that. So I'll just go there.
To me, it's more of just putting yourself out there. Don't be afraid to do what you want. Because at the end of the day, the only opinions of you that matter is the person that falls asleep next to you and the person above us. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what your friends think. Don't really matter what... I mean, it kind of matters what your parents think, but to a certain extent, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think anybody that's grown up and knows what you mean.
It just there's the person that sleeps next to you and yourself. What you think of yourself. And as long as you feel like you're doing right by everybody around you, I feel like you'll be fine.
All right, let's go to number 2. How did you view your 30s at 19, and how accurate is it?
I thought, I feel like in a twisted way, I'm kind of exactly where I thought I'd be in my 30s, just with less money. I thought I'd be married with kids by the time, when I was in my 30s, and I've got that. So
I thought I'd be coaching football. I figured my playing days would be done.
There's an opening somewhere around here.
I don't have time. Was that a joke? I missed it. But
anyway.
Oh, I caught it. But yeah, I figured by this point in my 30s, well, I'm not even in my 30s, but I viewed my 30s as like the time frame where everything, I'd have everything figured out. I'd have everything I wanted. Obviously, I have less money than what you always project yourself to have, but it's just remember to take things how they come, and nothing's handed to you. You've got to work for what you get, and at the end of the day, every step is a stepping stone. So no matter the old cliche of it's not how many times you get knocked off, it's how many times you get back up on the horse. Just don't quit.
Absolutely. I love that.
All right. At 19, I'm starting to figure things out in the real world. At 29 and 33, do you feel like you've figured it out?
Fuck no.
Oh, hell no. I've got things down to a science that works for me for now. But that's also I'm still figuring things out, cuz like I said earlier in the walked into straight fire. Your ears must have been burning, big fella. But like I said earlier on the show, your spouse, your partner, whoever you go to bed next to, whoever you want to spend the rest of your life with, as long as you end up at 100%, you guys will be fine. No matter if that's 50-50, 75, whatever that 35, whatever that math is, 25. Sometimes you're not going to have it all. So just working together and figuring things out. That's something that I learned 3-4 months ago. Figuring out, like, last week I came home, earlier this week, I came home, my wife was still working. I came home, like, got off work on time at 5, which is almost late at this point. Got home, Michaela's still working. I saw the dishes needed to be done. I could see that the living room still needed to be straightened up. But I wanted to go play video games. I needed to go take care of my Dynasty League. But in my mind, I said, okay, I need to be a good husband. I need to be a good adult. Go take care of the dishes. Go take care of the straightening up. Make sure she's taken care of. And then worry about playing the game. And from that perspective, from her perspective, she saw me go take care of all my other things. And that, me doing that, made her love me even more. So that's little things like that I'm still learning on a day-to-day basis. So hell no, I have not figured things out.
And just to add to that, dude, absolutely not. First of all, like, and I think that anybody that can look at you in the face, there's probably a very rare few out there that have got life figured out. But I would go as far to say 95% of humans, if they look at you and say they've got it figured out, they're probably lying. Because it's funny, dude, as an adult, you kind of have to find a happy mix of planning long term and just
The here and now.
figuring it out on the fly.
Yeah.
Like you obviously like let's say this, right? Like just trying to think of a good example. Right now, Rachel and I have a long-term goal, which is to buy this house. Our short-term goal is we got to get there, right? Like how are we going to get there? We'll figure it out week by week. We got to pay some stuff down. Well, we'll figure it out. Well, what can we pay this week? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get paid.
Yep.
Like so that's kind of like that's that like happy line. What are we gonna eat for dinner next week? We have to do a grocery order on Thursday. Like I don't know. We'll figure it out Thursday morning. Like it's kind of like prioritize your time to focus on what's important. And don't worry about the shit that's like not pressing until it is pressing, unless it's something big
Yeah.
that is coming down the pipeline.
And to me, helping you figure it out, there were very instrumental pieces in my life that, whether they were fathers or just husbands or not or just single fellas, that I really respected their opinions. Find those people in your life that you can take a little bit from them.
Yeah.
You see something they do and how they react to certain situations, and find someone like that you can go, okay, I like how they reacted. That was a good reaction. That could have gone one way, but it went a different way. Or, okay, they seem like they have life figured out. Let me see how they do it. Just pay attention to the people around you and stuff that they do. Some things you can pick. You will figure out what works for you, because at the end of the day, what makes this world great is nobody's the exact same. At the end of the day, you need to figure out what works for you and how you learn, but you can also pull from a little bit from Kyle, a little bit from me, a little bit from your dad, a little bit from Tony. Like, there are different people in this world that you can pull a little bit from and kind of mold you into who you are. Because I know I'm not the only person to say this, because Kyle has said it before, but we wouldn't be the men we are today without certain people in our lives.
Right, 100%. And to add to that, Jeffrey, and this is something big that has worked for me. Everything that you learn to do from them, also pay attention to what not to do.
Yeah.
Like you could look at someone like me, and you can go, okay, he's built a pretty decent life. However, I've made some decisions that, have kind of put me in not to where I'm not as successful as I thought I'd be at this age, right? So you could look at that and be like, okay, how can I build what he has, but build it better, right?
Yeah.
And I do, like, remember, I think I told you this when you started at the restaurant. Pay attention to the people that suck too. Pay attention to them, because you obviously watch the people that are really good. Watch the Breeze, watch the Pages, watch watch the people that are flying around that place doing a great job. But also watch the other people who I'm not going to name, but make sure you watch them. Make sure you pay attention to how much they suck and how much it affects you. Like, just, you don't want to be that person. So do that outside of the workplace. Do that in your personal life. Pay attention to the way your dad does this, right? Like, your dad's he can fix a vehicle, he can fix a home, he can fix anything. And then pay attention to stuff that somebody else does in your life that you don't necessarily like, that you don't like the way they approach it or the way that they have approached it in the past. So just there's things to learn. One of the things that I wrote down was you saw my goal book, right? Where I wrote down all my goals for a year. I wrote to learn from your losses. Or I'm sorry, respect or enjoy your wins and understand your losses. Learn from both. So, like, when Tom Brady used to do interviews, and I love using Tom Brady as an example just because it's just one game that's always stuck in my head. Brady goes 25 for 35 with 400 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. That's a good game. That's a very good game.
He's talking the pick.
Tom Brady wants to know, why did I throw a pick and why did I have 10 incompletions? So you enjoy the win, but you also figure out what you can do to be better next time. And there's that.
Kind of talking on that, as you've probably gotten to know me, I'm pretty positive.
Yeah.
I try to stay positive in everything that I do because I know at the end, what keeps me positive, because at the end of the day, there's always I can always be better, but I could always be worse.
Amen.
And at the end of the day, I'm happy for where I'm at. I'm always striving to be better, but I realize I can stand up on the mountain, the cliff, the middle of the hill, whatever you want to call it, and still be able to turn around and go, I've come this far. So don't forget to do that along the way, because there are a lot of people in this world that bad things happen and they only focus on the bad things. They only focus on, oh, why is this happening? Why does this hurt? Why does this happen? Why is it always me? Why is this happening? When you've come a long way, you have all these things that are good. And there's always, not saying different people, there are other people out there that don't have bad situations, but there's always someone who's got it worse than you.
Always.
Yeah.
So it's all about perspective and keeping yourself on that path to strive to be better, but also it's that middle ground that Kyle was talking about a minute ago. Strive to be that middle ground. You got to strive to be better, but you can also look around and go, where was I? Like we're doing right now. Where was I at 19?
Yeah.
I'm way better off than what I was at 19. But I've been able to turn around from time to time and go, wow, I've come a long way since then. And even it was talked about earlier on the show. I've come a long way in 4 years being in front of a camera with a mic. So it's just wild to go back and look and think about where you were at a certain age. Even from being 19 years old, you could look at yourself whenever you were 12 and go, okay, well, obviously it's a little different because you're not an adult and now you can make your own choices. But even last year, what were you doing? What are you doing differently now that puts you on a better path? Ooh, got Tootsie Roll there. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, no, I've burped it up a few times. Another thing, and I think we're kind of coming up here to
we're hitting one question and we're just you'll say something, spark something in my head. I'll say something, spark something in your head.
This is a two-parter, so we're going to kind of run this same kind of thing back next week. Something that's helped me, Jeffrey, is latching. And what I mean by that is I've always found somebody older than me to latch onto, for lack of better words, to kind of just draw myself to. And you saw it even at Angelina's, John Wagner, Sean O'Drain. Like I try to latch onto those people. And Heather, but I don't know if you ever met Heather when she worked at Angelina's, but same thing with her. I try to, like, when I meet somebody that's older than me, that's like, that I know I can learn from, I try to, like, spend a little bit of time around them and get to know them and get to know how they got to where they were, so that I can kind of build a similar life, like I said earlier, but also avoid the mistakes that they made, do my best. So, like, if you feel like I'm that person, like, latch on. If you feel like your dad's that person, latch on. For, obviously for a young man, like 90% of the time that's going to be another man. But if there's anybody like that, like, just find them and latch on. Learn everything you can.
And it doesn't have to be just one person.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
You can. It goes back to taking stuff from different people. You can latch on and take stuff from 50 people in your life.
Yeah.
Just be mindful of who it is.
Amen.
That's the biggest thing. It's just let go of the things you can't change and change the things you can.
Amen.
I
Yeah.
say that time and time again to the people on the softball field. I coach a co-ed softball team, and we're going into our weekend of Worlds this coming up. And there was a girl who is going to be playing on her team, but she was freaking out, like, with everything that had happened. She's going to be put into a situation that she's hasn't had to play for us. And so, but I know she can do it. And so she was like, I was like, hey, just relax and you'll be fine. Just relax, do your job, and you'll be fine. She goes, that's the thing that I'm most worried about. I don't want to let you guys down. And I said, we're a family. Affect the things that you can. Don't stress the rest. Make the plays you can. Don't stress the rest. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to look at you differently because you didn't do something you couldn't physically do.
Yeah. Amen. I agree. Danielle says, Matthew McConaughey said, my hero is always 10 years away. I'm never going to meet my hero, never going to obtain that, and that's fine with me because it keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing. I love that. I love that philosophy. There you go. That kind of just find somebody older and just kind of latch on. I think we talked earlier that we want to start cutting these in about an hour during football season, and as you've seen, that number just kind of dwindle as we've gone. So I think that's a good stopping point for the week. If you guys are cool with it, I mean, I've enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I think that hour and 5 minute mark. So we'll end our episode every week with the thing we're gonna start doing, or we'll end our episode tonight with what we've ended our episodes with for the last couple of weeks, and what we'll be ending our episode with every week moving forward.
We even did it last week.
I noticed. I teared up a little bit listening to Eddie. I'm not gonna lie. So, Drew, what's something you're grateful for this week?
I'm grateful for my wife, because I haven't said this aloud, but I got a phone call last Sunday from my dad, and basically saying that my grandfather wasn't doing so hot back in Arkansas, and he hasn't been doing well for a little over a year and a half now, and but he's been kind of trucking along, but apparently Saturday he wasn't doing good, and so they called in a nurse. He has a nurse that comes to visit to their house like once every 2 or 3 days, whatever it is, but they called the nurse to come in, took his vitals, and she said he probably has days. And he hasn't eaten anything since September 11th. All he's had in that amount of time were two Ensures, the little meal replacement drinks, protein drinks,
Little shakes. Yeah.
So as soon as I got the phone call, I had my phone on speaker, and Michaela heard, and she was like, so do we need to start packing? Like, what do we need to do? And I said, well, it's a big week for both of us, because selfishly I have co-ed Worlds coming up this weekend, and she has her aerial silks performance this Saturday as well. So it's something that she's been preparing for 3-4 months now, and we've put in a lot of time, put in a lot of money, she's put in a lot of effort to be prepared for this performance, and it's going to be the first time she's performing it, and she's super excited for it, and but she was ready to drop everything to go with me, and I said, obviously I'm still here, so I've decided to kind of stay and wait it out for different reasons that I'll talk about off the air, but I'm thankful that my wife was had the wherewithal to look at me whenever I obviously after got a devastating phone call saying, okay, we packing up, we leaving, when do we leave, when do we need to go? And she's the definition of ride or die because she's always there to make sure I'm okay.
How do you follow that? I should have let him go last.
I know.
You didn't think I had anything prepared, did you?
No, I didn't, because I still don't. I just listened the whole time. Usually
Yeah.
I try to plan a little bit.
Who is that again? Mom, it was my dad's dad. My grandfather, my nan dad, back in Arkansas. So
Say a prayer for the Cormans.
he's I got a message this morning. Let's see. He's alert and wanting to sit up. So that's the first time he's sat up in a few weeks now. My dad messaged me earlier. He goes, he said, Nandad said, "You think it will be all right if I lay on my side?" My dad replied, "Yes. Are you tired of looking at us?" He was sitting next to his brother. And Nandad turns and goes, "No, I just get tired of closing my eyes." And then closes his eyes and had a big smile. I said, haha, he's still joking. Guess that'll never change. He's always been the big jokester of our family. Like he always has a way of making you smile.
Yeah.
Gave you a little more time to think.
Jeffrey, what are you grateful for this week?
I'm gonna say this week I'm definitely grateful that I get to come out and do those football games with you and David Hayes. Always a fun time, especially
Them road trips or something, aren't they?
yeah. We'll leave it at that. Something. They are fun, I will say.
You should bring a mic on the next one. Are we gonna have another Nashville incident?
Yeah, it might be worse than that
Yeah.
sometimes. Anyway,
But I am grateful that I get to go out, have fun with you guys. But when we need to be serious, we're serious. But most of the time, it's all fun and games. But I'm grateful that I get to come out, spend another day with you during the week. Spend it with David, too. Love spending it with David. No offense to Drew.
Oh, thanks.
oh, okay.
I love spending with David. Yep, I just have to be on a show with Drew. I love spending time with David.
For me, I'll have to go with the grandparents. My mom, Tony, and then of course Rachel's mom and dad, your Nana and Baba. The support system that they've been for us through the last 7 years, and they continue to be. They're obviously, there's no question about it. They're aging, and it gets harder and harder for them because it gets harder for us. So, and they've already done it. So it's like, Mom, I know you're watching still. I love you guys for always being there. We don't have to pay for daycare, which is a huge deal. I don't know if anybody knows how expensive that is.
Oh, wow.
It is a very big deal to not have to do that. And because if we had to, I wouldn't be able to do this show. I'd be working another job right now. So it's shout out to the grandparents. Very, very grateful for them this week and every week and always. So, all right, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to go watch the Dolphins just get absolutely cremated on Thursday Night Football.
Well, at least it's in Buffalo this week and not December 14th.
I prefer it like that, though. I like
Miami in Buffalo in the snow in December. Okay.
Yeah, well, because like that's kind of like that division makes no sense, right? Because you got a team in Miami and a team in Buffalo, New York. But one of the things that makes it good is that Buffalo has to come to Miami in like September, and they have to wear their blue jerseys because we get the pick. So we wear our whites. They're on the away side, so they're getting cooked in the sun in the Florida heat in September. And then we have to go play them in like November, December with like a foot of snow on the ground. That's one of the things that makes that rivalry great. So I hate this. Truthfully, I know that like it works better for Miami on paper because they're still going to get eviscerated tonight. But it's yeah.
Well, as long as James Cook eats, I'm happy.
He just had a good run, so you're doing pretty good.
Let's go.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week, right?
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.